Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play the Consuming Shadow. Where we left off, things were not going so well for us, were they? We're at half our hit points and we're almost out of sanity. We're very close to losing the game. We don't have quite enough to be able to cast the banishment ritual. We're missing one rune. We must keep going. Unfortunately, we cannot use our sanity medicine because we're still under the effect of sanity medicine. So we have to wait till that completely runs out, and then we can use it. Yeah, it's kind of a weird system, that. Well, let's go ahead and continue exploring and try to see if we can get more information about where the shadow is going to be located. We were doing so well at the start. My being rusty. Oh, a police siren jerks me into full alertness. There's no ignoring it. They want me to stop. Can I allow myself to be delayed at this point? Yes, we can. The police car pulled in behind me, and a single officer got out. I watched him in the rear view mirror as he sauntered up to the driver's side window, then stared innocently into the middle distance as he leant down and requested to see my license. As I turned away to search my dashboard, I heard a menacing click by my ear and a fluttering of ungodly flesh. I had been tricked. The officer was one of them. I spun in my seat and managed to push the gun away from my head just as it fired. I slammed my foot down and escaped, but as the adrenaline wore off, I felt a sickly pain in my gut. I have a bullet wound that will require urgent treatment. You received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. Reports indicate that Hobbleton is still safe. If you're in the area, consider stopping there to stock up. We have no money, and we will probably bleed to death at this point. Let's enter the town. This town bears all the hallmarks of being under the shadow. The air tastes sharp and acrid, and sits heavily in the lungs. Suspicious looks bore into me from the shadows and open doors and windows. It would be tempting to write it off, but with a little investigation I have found that at least one resident offered resistance. Runic symbols associated with ideas like protection and warding have been messily daubed onto walls in a way that seems to mark a path. Could there be fellow students here? Following the trail of protective wards, I have located what I believe to be the home of the artist. The entrance was absolutely plastered in seals, daubed in a mixture of bodily fluids. The place was deserted, and everything useful had been taken. I pray that the owner has merely found a safer home. Scraps of discarded journal indicate the source of the wards, an old book in the arcane languages, which has been hurriedly stored in a hiding place in an abandoned building next door. Perhaps I could recover it before someone or something does so first. The poor devil used his last moments to paint a message on the floor with his own blood. Open only the box bearing the symbol of Yushig. Yushig, it would be the Aang, who is the invader. We're probably not going to survive this trip, everyone, just a heads up. Why don't we cast our dark vision? That is a very nasty trap, is the only way I can describe that thing. Thankfully, it was an illusion. Oh, God. I found some snack food. Still safely wrapped, I ate it quickly for the energy boost. There was some kind of survivalist cache here containing 4 hollow point bullets. Found some snack food, still safely wrapped. I guess those things drop. I guess they were eating bad junk food, which is why they became what they did. Interestingly, the name Yushag, as well as associated symbol, is only ever inscribed in red pigment. To do otherwise is considered ultimate blasphemy. Wait, what? Yushag is associated with the color red. I have him as yellow. Maybe I've been wrong this entire time. A functional lockpick. A body lies at my feet. They died with their limbs drawn up and their hands covering their face, desperately trying to block out the nightmare in front of them. I've recovered some dusty jewelry I estimate to be worth about 6 pounds. What symbol is that? That's the Ang symbol, which I believe is Yushag's symbol. So we can open this box. The box is completely empty. I've recovered 4 armor-piercing bullets, which seem to have been held as a keepsake or trophy. I'll be very impressed if we can find out what we need to find here. Interestingly, the name Sho, as well as associate symbol, is only ever inscribed in yellow pigment. Let's keep going this way. I found a discarded wallet containing 5 pounds. In the language of the ancients, the syllable KZ is usually given as a name, but has also variously been written to denote the concept of insanity, irrationality, and confusion. Another victim of the shadow. They appear to have died in absolute terror. The mouth is open so wide that the jaw appears to have dislocated. I don't see anything to interact with there. Most of the engraving was too weathered to read the full banishment mantra, but the first symbol was almost certainly the symbol Shum. We are done. We're running out of here as fast as we can. The town is lost to the shadow, and nothing I could have done can change that. But perhaps, with what I have recovered here, this will finally be the last. I do not think we'll be able to make it to Stonehenge. Let's get to Garrow and see if we can't cure our bleeding. Wow. The atmosphere is tense here, as news has spread of the darkness infecting neighboring towns. Besides that, I cannot sense the shadow's influence for now. I have found a small walk-in clinic for homeless people that will treat me. Let's treat the bleeding for 10. That keeps me alive. Now, do you see how this is saying kill myself? I want to actually select it. We can recover some sanity whenever I do that. We don't have the money, though, to heal myself, so we're going to have to use our spells for healing. Actually, we didn't even cover any sanity, it looks like, and I thought we should have. That stinks. Okay, let's get back to the car. And head to Stonehenge. We know the banishment ritual. If we can actually... I've happened on a small country church where a number of locals have taken shelter. From the indistinct words drifting out of the entrance doors, it sounds like some kind of sermon is taking place. I am finding the prospect of peaceable human contact extremely enticing. Let's listen. I lasted half an hour before I couldn't stand anymore. The vicar, red-faced and swearing, was shrieking about how his God would have saved us from the shadow if only we had resisted what he called the modern world's temptations. I feel that he would have tried to incite a witch burning by the end of the night. I left feeling drained and filled with disgust. I've got sightings of enemy minions in Saxhill that need exterminating. Don't expect a warm welcome there if you let this slide. Daddy, could you come back, please? Grandma is really mean and she hurts us. We want to go home. We have arrived at Stonehenge. Let's enter the town. In the center of Stonehenge, the ground has been torn up, and an eerily lit entrance leads into some kind of tunnel network. I don't know if it's unthinkably ancient or recently built, but either way, the shadow is not even trying to conceal it. This close to the deadline, it must feel assured of victory. This will either be the place where it all will finally be vanquished, or a fitting tomb for myself. I must be sure that I have all the runes, and the order they must be cast for the ritual, or at the very least enough information to confidently guess. Let's try casting Restoration. That would be KZBTI Shem. I can't. My mind can't focus. I can't cast spells. Well, we're gonna die. So let's get this over with then. We don't have the sanity to cast anything then. So the only thing holding us up is the drugs. Oh, holy crap. We made it. We actually were able to lockpick the door and make it to the summoning area. So we just have to cast the spell successfully. 4515. Let's make absolutely sure of that. Four, 515. Hours of research, hours of investigation, of pain, of horror, of madness, and after all that, after fighting past all the defenses, confronting the abyss itself face to face, what do? Banish the wrong god. Horror flows from a yawning gash in space-time before me, but oddly I am spared, since all I did was clear the way for my true enemy. Perhaps I will be able to read the rest of that at some point. That stunk. Oh, wow. Well, we crawled here successfully to die at the very end. Committed suicide after mistakenly banishing the wrong ancient with 24 hours remaining. Discovered all 4 runes of the banishment ritual and only allowed a single town to fall to the shadow after beginning the mission. Took a balanced approach to combat, but slightly favored guns. Firing a total of 47 bullets, learned 6 spells, and made use of them 6 times. In the end, the subject was a physically exhausted, mentally shattered, necrotics-riddled detective. Alright! D. Mistaken identity. Achievement unlocked. The easy way out. Alright, everyone. So we got some journal entries. I think we got page 21 and 23. And okay, so let's read these. Was it 20 and 21, I think. I met his gaze and remained frozen for a while, debating options. My gun was out of bullets, and besides, I wasn't 100% certain he was one of them. At the same time, I could think of no line of questioning or action that could have made it clearer without also giving away what I thought I was onto them. Nick kept smiling throughout. Remembering F's text, I slowly walked backwards away from him, maintaining eye contact and groping behind me for the main entrance doors. Eventually, my hands found them, as well as a rattling loop of chain and padlock. "Would you like me to come over there and open that for you, sir?" asked Nick. He kept smiling. I could have picked the lock, but not without turning to look at it, not without turning my back. I stared at him silently, fidgeting with the chain for what felt like several minutes. Then I speed-walked back to the stairwell and all the way back to my office, frustrated at myself. I also barricaded the door with a filing cabinet. On the bright side, the internet service provider people call me back. They said they'll have someone come look at the line in about a week. While entirely useless, I find it comforting. Alright, well, let's try this again. Oh, do we have any, by the way, any creatures totally unlocked? Oh, we do. Let's think here. So, the coffer is a vile lump of tumorous tissue sitting atop a pair of deceptively human-like legs. Its torso is honeycombed with something not dissimilar to lung tissue, in which a variety of toxic fungi and flora appear to have been encouraged to grow. The creature has only rudimentary senses and no instinct for self-preservation upon sensing a threat. It simply moves in close and violently ejects clouds of poisonous spores. It is a creature born, not of evolution, but demented flesh crafting, and intended only to serve as a defensive weapon, a living landmine. And like landmines, they are quite harmless if kept at a distance. With that in mind, be wary of its surprisingly fast movement speed. I actually find them far easier just to charge in and kill. I don't think the best way to kill them is to shoot those at range. I think that's a waste of bullets. The Hopper is a juvenile creature that may be a younger form of the Fat Man, sharing its ability to extrude parts of its amorphous mass as a close-range attack. It is, however, unable to form itself into shapes with more than one functioning limb due to its unsophisticated intelligence. This does not make it any less dangerous, as it can maintain balance on a single flea-like leg with remarkable skill. Even at high speeds, a cautious creature, its preferred tactic is to sprint in front of unsuspecting prey and extrude spikes, in hope that their target will be unable to stop in time and spear themselves. Be alert when attempting to move quickly through Hopper hunts. Where is the Fat Man? Okay, so we don't have enough information about how we should best fight it. Well, let's try this again. Let's pick the Scholar. Last night, I dreamt that I was killed by something horrible. Two details stand out: Stonehenge and 3 days, and I've learned not to dismiss my dreams when they get this vivid. I have the ability to incant runes in the ancient tongue, but I do not know what incantation sequence will banish the evil, nor do I know which evil to banish. What I do know is I will never determine these things by sitting here letting the time tick away. What are the challenge modes? Special conditions and try to get the best ending. Oh, that's terrible. No, never mind. I don't want to do any of those ever. Good for anyone who decides to do them. They're already too difficult for me. Okay, we get to play 5 birth stars. Oh, there isn't actually very much we'll do. The bull is very nice, though. I tend to whip things with my pistol pretty often. That sounded better to say in my head. Why don't we go for a 38% melee damage? Can I get a 2% in some health? Looks like, yes, I can. Let's grab some of this. I think I want another bull. I wouldn't mind having more melee damage. So let's grab I mean, I could put another star right on top of this one, but I think we'll play it a little different. Let's get a 32% one. Actually, that's dumb, Tim. You should take as much as you can. I think we'll grab a chariot. And then our final star will take sanity. And a tiny bit of research then. You have received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. You can find the information you need in towns tainted by the shadow. If you want my advice, start from Dinton and work it out from there. Alright. We could go to Bleshholm first, though. It's not on... It's kind of on the way, and we wouldn't have to backtrack through Dinton. So I think we'll go to Bleshholm first. This also lets us see our 8 miles per hour faster. Normally we can only go 15, so I'm going to guess we can go a little more than that. Oh, that's actually really useful. You received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. The Shadow has a definite foothold in Bleshholm, and it's going to make its move soon. Don't expect a warm welcome there if you let this slide. Well, we're here already. I am brought to the problematic area and told that payment will be made once the problem is dealt with. I don't think the locals fully understand what kind of presence is in their town, but they showed much relief and gratitude as I made my way inside. Creepy. I love the footprint sound as well, very much. A trash can out in the middle of the park. I see you. I recovered some dusty jewelry, which I estimate to be worth about £4. The BTI rune has been inscribed on the wall here in purple, upside down. This means it's intended as a curse to the god that associates with the rune. So I know that BTI is not purple and associated with one of the gods. I have found a very old 9mm ammunition box with 3 bullets remaining. A pile of useless metal implements. In a pile of useless metal instruments, I have found a small tool that could function as a lockpick. The creature broke a bone in my leg. I can run if I have to, but the pain will be excruciating. Well, that's a shame. Immediately getting a broken bone. I call this one Healing Touch. It can just about ease pains and close cuts, but I'd still recommend the National Health over it. I believe my business in this place is concluded. I should head for the exit. And we're not running for the exit any longer. We will keep investigating, though. The EU rune has been inscribed on the wall here in purple. A generic prayer to a god. Not necessarily the god perverting this place. It could be intended for an associated deity. I think if you run with a broken leg, you'll lose life. There was a dented old cash box here containing around £2 and change. What a really unlucky broken leg to start. The people waiting for me outside seem determined not to ask questions. Upon my assurance that the problem is resolved, they pay without quibble. I wonder if this will be the last time I visit this town. The town is calm and peaceful, oblivious of the shadow. My heart feels pained and heavy as I am confronted by what we stand to lose if I fail in my mission. There was a discredited doctor operating a backstreet surgery here. They will heal me without questions as long as I have the cash. We'll heal our broken leg. Let's see what they have for supplies. After an hour, I found the following items on sale from individuals content not to ask questions. I think a rosary could be useful. We'll take this. And normal bullets are $2. We'll buy a single... Actually, let's buy 3 bullets. 2 bullets. And return to the car. Thanks for reading this text, but keep in mind that they won't always be good news. Sometimes blissful ignorance is better. We'll head to Dinton, everyone, and do that, and then we'll call the session. So let's go over there. $56 hours. Only 4 are passed, and we've... Is that right? No, we had 72 hours to start. 3 days. 24... No, 60. Okay. Wait. No, that's not right, Tim. 24... 48... Oh my god, Tim. It's going to the town. What is that? 72 hours to start? No, Tim. You don't start with 3 days. You start with 60 hours. I thought we started with 3 days. I was really confused. The townspeople here are friendly in the most disquieting way possible. There was a hollowness to their attitude that belies a combination of entrancement and evangelism. When pressed, the apparently unaffected people mutter disquieting stories of friends and loved ones returning from meetings with changed personalities. I hear disquieting tales of physical transformations concealed behind clothing and cosmetics. I am convinced that a dark power operates beneath the surface, infecting bodies and minds wherever its oily tendrils settle. The first people to exhibit strange behavior I have discovered were dock workers. The first known case is estimated to be a man who worked at one of the warehouses on the industrial riverfront. It did not take long to establish that something is wrong there. Workers go in that do not come out, and a nearby river is thick with well-gnawed corpses of fish. Something is living there that should not be. This is always a really rough one to get so early in the game. I have to say, I'm also really impressed with the broken leg cure. It's just immediately cured. Science must have been really advanced at this time. The EU rune has been inscribed on the wall here in orange. A generic prayer to a god, not necessarily the god perverting this place. It could be intended for an associated deity. Found 3 unfired hollow point bullets that appear to have been hastily concealed here. Makes you wonder if the things you're fighting are really there or not as well. Mostly garbage, but there's a piece of sturdy wire I could probably twist into a lockpick. The anxiety seems to be getting the better of me. I feel hot and nauseous and my hands won't stop shaking. Hopefully it will pass. Berlia is not the god attempting to invade. I know you're reading this, scholar. Your actions will have far further-reaching consequences than you could possibly imagine. I'm going to keep that there. All this tells me is that it's not the invading god. It could be the enemy or the ally. I believe my business in this place is concluded. I should head for the exit. We need bullets. We fired every single one of them at that thing to kill it. There was some kind of survivalist cache here containing 3 hollow point bullets. The SHM rune has been inscribed on the wall here in orange. A generic prayer to a god, not necessarily the god perverting this place. It could be intended as for an associated deity. So we know that there's purple and orange with EU and Shem, but I don't know which is going to which at the moment. Now we could stay in this location and try to kill the easier creatures for equipment, but we run the risk of taking more damage if we do stay here. Oh god, I forgot they pop the little ones out. I have been gravely wounded and the bleeding won't stop. Without treatment, I fear will only get worse. I have found a very old 9mm ammunition box with 2 bullets remaining. You are kidding, game. You are kidding me. Wow, this is really unlucky for this character right away. The townsfolk are not immediately better off with the extermination of the creature behind their enslavement. There have been several murders and suicides already as the memories of their actions return. The best thing I can do for them now is leave them to heal. We need to get to a safe location to heal, so we're going back to Bless Home. We'll die otherwise. Not even the importance of my mission is enough to keep the tiredness at bay. I have not slept in so long. My car wavers back and forth in the lane. Let's stop for a coffee. It takes me 2 hours of searching zombie-like through the streets of the nearest village before I stumble upon a 7-Eleven, from which I purchase a cup of rather insipid machine-dispensed beverage for £5. It seems to do the job for now. I have some intel that urgently needs to get to Bless Home within 6 hours. Don't expect a warm welcome there if you let this slide. We're going back there. Let's enter the town. We're almost dead, actually. Wow, we need to heal this. The message is received by a flustered man dressed not dissimilarly to myself. He's agitated enough that I am forced to awkwardly remind him of the agreed payment before he can run off, whereupon he throws a handful of notes at me and disappears into the shadows. I feel quite buoyed by the clean air here, and the people are friendly enough. It can only be a matter of time before they catch the shadows' attention. Wow, how horribly unlucky for us. So, we've picked up the god who's not... Actually, we're going to double back... Actually, no, we should go to Saxing and we'll end at Saxing. So we had an excellent start at 49 bucks, but we had to spend 25 of it. 10 and 10 to heal a broken bone and the bleeding. 5 more for the coffee. Oh, that's terrible. You've received a text from a family member. I will ignore it. We're looking pretty good on sanity at the moment, though, so I'd rather not take a call. Let's actually do Saxing, and then we'll call it a session. The town is calm and peaceful, oblivious of the shadow. My heart feels pained and heavy as I'm confronted by what we stand to lose if I fail my mission. I can't... Well... Let's find supplies. Let's see what they have for sale. I have lost another precious hour, but I finally found a black market dealer willing to take my money. We don't know any spells, so this is not that useful for us at the moment. But it's easy enough to get back up to $15. So why don't we take it after all? Actually, no, we do know a spell. We know the healing spell, Tim. In fact, we should have casted that. Well, no, we weren't very damaged. Driving back to Belsham is what caused us to take 30 hit points in damage. Alright, everyone, well, we're going to stop here. Thank you guys for watching. We'll head to Kid Gate next. and I will see you guys in that episode. Take care, everyone.